this is Fiona and Marlene from Scottish Independence Podcasts. Today we are in Edinburgh for the Yes for EU, Believe in Scotland March and Rally, and we're so excited. Really looking forward to just doing the march along with everybody else and chatting to people along the way. So here's how our day panned out.
In memory of Robert Louis Stevenson.
A man of letters.
How lovely.
There was something about the sort of whispering of the leaves and the wind through the trees, and that was his memorial. But they're huge. I mean, they were just saplings when I first saw them.
Now look at this. For ages there was no water coming out of it, but it's lovely to see. So do you know where we are yet while you're out watching this? Hope so. Yeah, we're being tourists as we meander our way up for the march. Seen a couple of flags, which is nice. Also seen Stephen Flynn, our favourite.
Yes, Stephen Flynn. He didn't say hello.
He didn't, but he didn't. He was on the phone.
He was on the phone and he didn't say hello.
Yeah. God, that took a bit of building. Right. Let's do our selfie with the castle behind us. Got any hopes for today? What are you thinking about it?
Well, hope first of all there's a decent turnout.
Yeah.
Weather.
Well, we've got that.
We've got that.
Yep.
Also speeches. We're going to podcast them.
Yeah.
So it would be really nice if they are clear and they take about an hour.
Yeah, great. What about you? What's your hope?
Yeah, the same, I suppose. I just hope it's people will find out when we get round this corner, because it's 1 after 1 already and that folk are turning up. And, there's been a bit of, I think, highly, just aggro about the march from some quarters. And I just hope that turns out it's unnecessary. I mean, there's nothing, I go on marches. There are people there who are giving speeches that I think sometimes are almost in the fake news category. Certainly things I don't agree with. Didn't start me going on a march, because you just go and you want to chat to people, don't you? So let's hope that loads of people are lining up along Johnson Terrace, which is pretty well where we are.
Yeah. Well, one more hope actually. I hope there's a whole load of young people, because it would be great if we do get some more young folk involved. And the oldies, great, wonderful. We're proudly oldies, but can't all be us.
Yeah. This will be the first time for a long time we've actually done the march, won't it? And you're sweating already.
I think it's the heat rather than the exertion.
Well, this will be the green block, I guess.
Yeah.
I like your t-shirt. I'm Scottish and Kenny, keep calm. No, especially these days.
I got it down at the march down in Ayr.
Oh yeah.
From one of the was a Yes group selling them, and I thought, I have to have that. I really have to.
Definitely.
Yeah. We would just say it's nice to see younger people here, but often tend to be kind of more.
Although it's the old demographic that was supposed to have voted no substantially, then that was quite a while ago now. 10 years nearly.
That's what got us into podcasting, because we thought if they see we're that generation and we didn't vote
No, exactly. No, it was very sad to be taken out of Europe.
Yes,
very much against Scotland's will.
Yeah,
that was a very hard, bitter pill.
And when you see the polling for 70% supporting being in the EU and only 50% supporting it, you think, well, there's 20% there that we need to get hold of.
Yes.
Persuade.
Neither of the other parties are committing to anything of that kind at all.
How are you feeling about the march? Lovely day, isn't it?
The day is brilliant, and it looks like a good turnout from the bit I can see.
Yeah, there's a few folk sort of away up there. Well, that's getting up onto the Royal Mile, so it's looking quite good. Really.
And some good speakers.
Yeah.
I think one thing that needs to happen is just more support, because as more support builds in the public, it gets harder and harder, and so obviously undemocratic to say no. So I know a few people who voted no and who are yes now. And one of the things that caused that was Brexit. And I think the turnover of prime ministers went from Boris Johnson and Liz Truss. I think that was the end
and
for
this
some
one's
people.
not. This one's not much better.
No.
He's kind of maybe better than them, but that's not saying very much.
It's really not saying much.
And
when you see what we could do here, I think the proportional representation in the Parliament is very important. It's what most countries have, most democracies have that. And it leads to stable government, and it lets people really vote for what they want, instead of perhaps a few people are stuck voting either Tory or for whoever's most likely to beat them. You don't get to say your votes. You vote Green, it's hard. You're unlikely to get someone voted into the Westminster Parliament to represent you.
Yes, exactly. Whereas the Green vote, certainly in the regional vote for Holyrood, the Green vote's increasing, isn't it? I thought it was a brilliant move, getting the Greens into government. Actually, with
thank you.
it was just
I love some of the stuff.
I mean,
they've
it's
done.
had its ups and downs, but it's good.
But my daughter's got her bus pass, and so I see all the young ones learning to get around without a car, and I think they've got their independence. As a teenager, she's not needing anyone to take her places. She can do that, and and if you didn't have money, you'd be able to go for a job interview or go to work. And I became disabled last year and got a disabled person's travel pass that's due to the Scottish Government, and it's made life so much easier. I can hop on a bus or a train really easy without faffing around with tickets.
Yes, I know.
And the traffic's hard for me, so I go on a bus and I'm along the roads without having to cross lots of side streets. It's made a big difference to me personally.
And I mean, I live over in Glasgow, so we've just got the low emission zone up and running, and good. And all sorts of folk going, oh, a piece of nonsense, and actually, it's great. You already see a difference in the centre of the town. There's less traffic.
Clean air, and I think I'm disappointed with how Labour's just folded at the first sign of discontent, because it was there because a young girl died of asthma because of the pollution.
I know.
And not all cars are affected. There's great public transport in London.
Although I noticed that the London Mayor, the Labour London Mayor, has been up, doing a lot of interviews, kind of making that very point, really, that they have folded.
That's true.
They folded almost it for everything.
I think they're so scared. It's all about the centre ground. I think it's due to the lack of proportional representation.
I think so, yeah. Well, yeah, because, a friend of mine was saying to me, she said, well, I remember when Labour used to be a proper left-wing party, and I went, yeah, but they're not in a proper left-wing country. They've got to persuade the English population to vote for them, and that means not being very left-wing, really.
No.
Whereas up here, they have
the centre ground in Scotland is just a bit more to the left, a bit more a sense of community and a duty to everyone.
Exactly.
I don't think Westminster politics represents that at all. And I've heard people say, have the idea that we're like sheep voting for the SNP, but I don't think that's what it's like at all. It's not how it is in the Scottish Parliament. And I think it's just a reaction to the right-wing centre ground in Westminster.
And I've got English chap with friends, and he'll go, well, Scottish politics just tribal. It's either the one or the other, isn't it? SNP or Labour. And I went, well, if you look at Holyrood, the second biggest party is not Labour, and it's because we've got proportional representation. And it can be really frustrating in a certain way, but it's much better.
It's much better.
You get a bit more thoughtful.
People get to vote for what they actually want, and then the Parliament is a negotiation of what works for the most people, instead of one party. I think the Conservatives get about 40% of the vote in the UK, and then they have complete power.
Yeah, they have complete power. I know.
Whatever they want. They don't know negotiation.
What did you think about the recycling scheme getting? I felt sorry for Lorna, going, oh God, she's put all that work in, and then he just swipes it away.
Yes. I mean, I lived in Norway for a couple of years where they have this recycling deposit scheme, and I see it work really well. And from the small supermarkets that I could just walk to on my street, each of them just had a little machine. You post your bottles back in, and you get the ticket with the money back. It's so easy. And the fuss I heard of, I think people partly had the idea they'd have to go to one of the recycling centres to get their money back, and it wasn't that at all. Every little supermarket, you just, when you go get your shopping, you take your bottles back, get your money back.
And I mean, the thing is, you're more likely then to walk into that wee shop and buy something.
You know, to go back in.
But all the spin, all the kind of spin in the news and BBC and everything was completely against that.
It feels like you're just crawling through the treacle trying to improve things.
Exactly. I know.
It's about 10:02 maybe. Should be heading off soon. Fabulous day for it. Sorry. I'm creating an obstacle. That was brilliant. It was a good long chat.
She's actually I'm really nervous.
Oh, she sounded good. It's Veterans for Independence. Yeah.
I don't do that stuff at work. Hi guys.
Hello.
Well, it's a good pub. The turn of this is a pretty pub.
As I always say, who turns out in these things comes out.
Just get your face on there so that we've got evidence. We've been sitting asking folk on the way up, what they see as the way forward now. Because when you've got both the Tories and Labour saying.
Yeah, remember they haven't actually turned around and said no. They've said no, it's not the time or not yet. Because the moment they turn round and say no, then that's Scotland a colony. Yeah, so they're very good at how they word things. To answer your question, what is the way forward? Our first way forward has to be the Rutherglen and Hamilton West by-election, and we have to win that. Yeah, otherwise they'll make hay. We win that, and then we move forward. Now, First Minister in his address in Dundee did say that a majority of independent supporting MPs returned at the next general election will then kick-start the negotiations. Not a request. Yeah, they've almost said no without saying no. So we go for the next democratic option, which is then we're returning the majority MPs, and then we start negotiations. That's how I see it. It's frustrating. I know it's frustrating. I'm an eternal optimist. 24 years in the army has taught me that.
That's the start.
Okay, take care. Absolutely.
Nice to talk to you.
So if we could get the consistent the polls a little bit up, that'd be fantastic. But they haven't dropped back.
No, we haven't dropped back, despite everything at the moment.
We are getting absolutely everything, including the kitchen sink, thrown at us. Yeah. I'm just thinking, I seen you girls through in the studio in Glasgow. You interviewed me.
Aye, that's right.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. Yeah. It takes time to click through. Right, so
we do it all online now, so
Right.
But that was a good thing that came out of COVID.
Standing here. So, apart from the fact that we are melting, wait a minute.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely tripping down the back of my neck.
Fabulous weather. We've just been chatting with Cliff from the Recce Report. Didn't recognise us, but so there was a great sort of kerfuffle a minute ago, and there was lots of noise. We thought that was us off, but we moved forward maybe a foot, and that was it.
Yeah, good stuff. You might get the prize then. It's good turnout. Yes. Yeah.
Are you local or?
I'm based in Glasgow.
I'm Cutmanshire.
Oh, I Cutman, Alloa, down that way.
Near Alloa, yeah. But they let us out now and again.
We're Aberdeen, they let us out now and again.
Oh, well, there you go. I'm from Aberdeen originally.
Oh, yeah. Where about?
Woodside.
Oh, yes.
The road.
All right, okay.
Long time ago, though.
I think it's
good to have a library of information of where do we get our information from.
No, exactly.
Because everybody will get their information by listening and watching to things that aren't mainstream media.
We're sort of scrupulously not aligned to any party, so it's quite freeing because then you can take snippets of that are interesting, and who knows who's right at the end of the day.
I think quite often there's not enough of that. When folk are, not have the best information and say, well, I saw on the BBC said this, and you're like, well, here's a whole raft of information that you'll start digging a bit deeper, and you will.
That's it. The number of people say, if only I could be convinced about X, and you think, how are you not? Just Google. So much information.
A lot of people are not into going on the internet and stuff like that, so they get their information from mainstream, and they wouldn't lie. Why would they lie? It's BBC,
Well, if you relied on newspapers, you'd think that there was no indie movement at all.
Your dad's quite an example, isn't he? He reads the Daily Mail. And
he thinks there's a few folk waving saltires about.
Just a few people.
Tartan,
I mean, they can manage. They what are people complaining about? There's nothing wrong with the pension. We can manage, but I mean, they do a lot of shopping by going to the supermarket and getting the stuff that's going to be going off the shelf. So that's not really managing, is it?
It's not managing, and it's not knowing the bigger picture about just how bad a pension it is compared to so many all over Europe. I mean, like we countries that you'd think, and they're getting twice the pension that I'm getting arriving in my bank account every month.
That's a good one. It always astonishes us when anybody's heard of us of the stuff, but thank you very much. So do you the Movies Eye girls? I said yes. He said keep up the good work.
Oh, great, that's
I know, isn't that lovely?
Famous last, Fiona.
I know.
Been recognised.
And he said girls as well.
Girls as well, that's even good.
There's just nothing finer than all these saltires flowing in the breeze. I love it. It's your
saying yes, Holland. Yes.
Penny cook. So judging progress by that yes penny cook sign. Independence!
No! 307 years ago!
Alba Gambara! I'm doing
Oh, you get fabulous food down there.
Oh, hi, yeah.
Really nice to see. We're just doing a bit of podcasting for Scottish Independence Podcast.
Well, I'm married fellows. My mother was she?
I know, I reckon we recognise your face.
Oh, fantastic day. Absolutely fantastic. And the weather's good. It certainly has.
What do we want?
What do we want?
Independence!
Nice to meet you. Well, one good thing, my Fitbit is just telling me that I've reached 6,000 steps.
Very good.
I'm 65 years of age. I'll take some. Let's make some noise. Come on now. What do we want?
Independence!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Independence!
When do we want it?
Now!
Footage of me there,
Have I?
flapping my flag behind you.
All right.
Nice to see you.
You too. A beautiful day for it, eh?
Fantastic. What turnout. It's brilliant.
Yeah, it's
Really
good.
lovely.
You're just visiting.
Well, I mean, I think it's up to people from Scotland decide what they want. You know, it's not up
Would
to
you
where
mind
we're
telling?
at.
Would you mind telling that to the Westminster MPs because they think it's up to them?
Well,
somehow.
we're in Northern Ireland and we'd rather be in Europe,
yeah.
but we're kind of stuck there too, you know.
Yeah.
But,
Put one foot in though, haven't you?
well, it kind of sets the best of all worlds, but it's not working.
No, it's not
so
really. It's not working, is it?
Not really.
No, it's not really working. Actually.
But it's an amazing turnout, isn't it? It's incredible. Yeah.
The weather helps.
And the weather helps. Yeah. So you're walking down to the Parliament then?
We're down to the Parliament, yeah. Cheerio.
Independence! No! Independence! No!
So far, we've seen. Where are you? There you are.
Here.
We've seen
Will Ramsey,
Bill Ramsey,
Cliff from Veterans for Indy.
Yeah. Some folk from Switzerland.
Graham McCormack, some folks from Ireland.
Yeah, Northern Ireland. Lots of bystanders and tourists taking pictures of it all, so that's good. It means hopefully it all gets taken home and shown to the
Yeah, we're going to be on lots of holiday photos around the world.
Around the world.
That wee guy in front of us was shouting independence now. Look at the height of him. He'll be voting soon. That's what they're saying. 4 people, 4 planet, not more people, more money.
That's Charlie's up in Balmoral, isn't it?
Squatting.
4 planet! 4 planet! 4 planet!
There's going to be enough room without going into the car.
No! That's what we want! Independence! That's what we want it! No! 4 people! 4 planet! 4 people! 4 planet! 4 people! 4 planet!
The yes stones, so get rid of some of these stones on the back. For you! Stewarding!
Yes.
Happier, more sustainable and more successful nation through self-determination.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks for listening. We thoroughly enjoyed our day on the march, and what a fantastic turnout. What a beautiful day. Join us again on Friday when we'll have all the speeches from the rally. Enjoy the rest of the sunshine. We'll catch you later. Bye now.